In the year 2472, humanity was not at its apex of power in the galaxy. Far from it. The United Terran Federation, UTF Earth's governing body, struggled to defend its few remaining colonies from alien empires far older, technologically superior, and vastly more powerful. Humanity's once optimistic expansion into the stars had devolved into a desperate fight for survival against a coalition of alien civilizations known as the Ethereum Concord. For decades, the Ethereum Concord had crushed every human attempt at resistance. Their fleets were faster, their weapons deadlier, and their knowledge of galactic strategy insurmountable. But humanity had one thing the Ethereum overlooked: time. Not merely the human concept of patience or endurance, but something far deeper, encoded in the very fabric of human ingenuity. Prologue: The Fall of Elira Prime. Elira Prime, the last bastion of humanity's outer colonies, fell in less than 72 hours. UTF forces had scrambled to defend the vibrant world, home to 4.2 billion people and a hub of interstellar trade. But the Concord's ships, sleek, black obelisks brimming with energy, punched through the UTF fleet as though it were tissue paper. Admiral Darius Kane watched from the bridge of the Resolute as the alien warships bombarded the surface with precision strikes. Cities evaporated into molten craters, forests burned, and oceans boiled. Kane's fleet was down to a single frigate, and retreat was the only option. As he ordered the Resolute into faster-than-light FTL transit, he swore under his breath. "They don't even see us as a challenge," Kane muttered. Chapter 1: Project Kronos. In the aftermath of Elira Prime, humanity's leaders gathered in secret on Luna Base, Earth's most fortified installation. The Concord had offered humanity terms: surrender and assimilation, or annihilation. Neither option was acceptable. General Eliza Marlowe, head of the UTF's experimental division, presented an alternative. "Project Kronos," she announced to the grim-faced assembly. A holographic projection displayed a series of equations and schematics. "It's not a weapon," Marlowe clarified, "not in the traditional sense. It's a temporal manipulation device. If deployed correctly, it could give us a fighting chance." The room murmured with skepticism. Temporal manipulation was theoretical at best, a fringe science even among humanity's brightest minds. "How does it work?" Kane asked, leaning forward. Marlowe's voice dropped. "We've discovered a way to stretch time. By creating localized pockets of slowed or accelerated time, we can outmaneuver the Concord, build faster, train soldiers with decades of experience in months. Entire battles could unfold in what feels like seconds to the enemy." "But it's untested," Kane countered. "It's our only chance," Marlowe said. The council voted unanimously. Project Kronos would move forward. Chapter 2: Building the Temporal Citadel. On a hidden moon in the Alpha Centauri system, humanity constructed the Temporal Citadel. Buried deep beneath the moon's surface, the facility housed the Kronos Array, a sprawling machine of quantum circuits, gravitational coils, and exotic matter generators. Thousands of engineers, scientists, and soldiers were relocated to the moon. For them, time passed at an accelerated rate every year within the Citadel equaled a single day in the outside galaxy. The Concord believed humanity was hiding, licking its wounds. In truth, they were preparing. Kane, now the appointed head of the Temporal Defense Initiative, oversaw training programs within the Citadel. Soldiers entered as raw recruits and emerged weeks later as hardened veterans. Engineers designed and tested warships that rivaled the Concord's most advanced vessels. The Citadel became a crucible, forging humanity's last hope. Chapter 3: The Concord Strikes. 5 years, barely 2 weeks of galactic time after Elira Prime, the Concord's fleets arrived in Earth's solar system. Humanity's defenses, still outwardly primitive, were no match for their invaders. Concord commanders prepared for another swift conquest. But as they approached Earth, their ships encountered anomalies. Entire fleets were frozen in temporal stasis fields. Others found themselves accelerating uncontrollably, aging centuries in moments until their hulls disintegrated. Kane led the counterattack aboard the Vanguard, humanity's first temporal warship. The vessel moved through the Concorde fleet as if untouchable, its time fields rendering enemy weapons inert. In hours, the Concorde's Vanguard force was shattered. Humanity had bought itself time. Chapter 4: The Cost of Victory. The Kronos array was not without its flaws. Prolonged exposure to the accelerated time fields caused neurological decay among the Citadel's inhabitants. Soldiers aged prematurely, their minds fraying under the strain. Kane himself began to experience temporal dissonance, his memories fragmenting across different timelines. Marlowe warned the Council of the long-term risks. The Kronos array wasn't designed for indefinite use. If we push it too far, we could destabilize space-time itself. But humanity had no choice. The Concorde, realizing humanity's newfound capabilities, rallied their forces. A massive invasion fleet was en route. Chapter 5: The Final Gambit. The battle for Earth would be humanity's last stand. The Kronos array was repurposed for a desperate gambit, a temporal inversion field large enough to encompass the entire solar system. Kane and Marlowe led the defense from Luna Base. UTF ships, equipped with temporal weapons, fought tooth and nail against the Concorde's relentless assault. On Earth's surface, civilians took shelter as the sky lit up with the glow of burning ships. As the Concorde's flagship, the Eternal Axiom, closed in on the Citadel, Marlowe activated the inversion field. Time itself warped, reversing the flow around the Concorde fleet. Alien warships aged backward, disassembling into raw materials, while humanity's forces surged forward unbound by the linear flow of time. Epilogue: A fractured future. The Concorde retreated, shattered and disoriented. Humanity had won, but at a terrible cost. The inversion field had destabilized the Kronos array, causing localized ripples in spacetime. Earth's skies shimmered with temporal echoes, fragments of alternate futures and pasts bleeding into the present. Kane, now an old man despite only months passing for the rest of humanity, reflected on the victory. "We bent time to survive," he said, "but we must never forget the price." The galaxy had changed forever. Humanity, once the underdog, had become a temporal power unlike any other. But the scars of the Kronos War would linger, a reminder that even time itself is not immune to the consequences of war. And somewhere in the vastness of space, the remnants of the Concorde whispered warnings of humanity, the species that turned time into a weapon.